What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. And real quick before I start, shout out to everybody at Echo Base Network, Coach, Nick, Matt, for putting me on last night. If you guys didn't know, I was on Echo Base Network discussing Star Wars, discussing the Ahsoka show, and I absolutely had a blast. And thank you also for the Echo Base family, the chat, everybody that welcomed me with open arms. I really had a great time, and I'm definitely going to do that again. So thank you to all you guys. Got some subscribers from that, so I appreciate you guys subscribing. Let's go ahead and talk about this strike situation once again, as I do. And now we got Drew Barrymore postponing her show because they came for her. They came after her, and all of the backlash has caused Drew to, have second thoughts in regards to bringing her show back. And now she's going to go ahead and push pause once again. As it says on this headline by Deadline, Drew Barrymore postpones talk show return until strike is over amid backlash. I have listened to everyone. And this is, I don't really care because I don't watch the show anyway. But this is just kind of hilarious because there's a lot of hypocrisy that's going on regarding this strike, where there's some people that can work, there's no problem. As a matter of fact, they'll create an interim agreement so that you can work, and I'll show you that in a second. Meanwhile, these shows like Drew Barrymore, right, daytime talk show type shows, The View is another one, they've been running since the strike started, And yeah, they're getting struck and everything, but they're under no violations of any agreements, okay? There's no union agreement that says that they cannot continue doing the work that they're doing, employing these crew members. There's nothing that says they can't do it. They're doing it without writers, but nevertheless, they can continue to work with full compliance with SAG all the way around. So there's no reason to come out and attack this woman. Now, again, she decided to bend the knee to the backlash. I would have told all of those people to go to hell, okay? Because look, I have a responsibility. If I'm the boss, if I'm Drew Barrymore, I got a responsibility to all of the people that are working on this show, not just to the writers, okay? Hey, we stand in solidarity with you writers. We definitely want you guys to get whatever you want to get to if that's how they feel about it. But on the flip side, I got other people that work here. Like, imagine for a moment, at your job where you work at, you probably have like multiple departments working within your business, right? Imagine everybody shutting down, like your boss says, we're shutting down all work because of one department, like the mailroom is on strike. We just got to shut everything down. It's like, well, wait a minute. What about the rest of us? What about sales? Sales has nothing to do with that. HR, the folks answering the phones, the customer service team, you got all of these admins that are working and everything. Why do we all have to stop working and lose paychecks because of the mailroom? We hope the mailroom gets what they go. Solidarity for the mailroom. We hope you get there. All right. Maybe a couple of us on our breaks will go out there and hand them water and Gatorades and, yay, go support the mailroom. But why do I have to stop working? Why do I have to lose my paycheck? Why does the business have to completely stop running and everybody have to start dipping into their 401ks, possibly losing their apartments and jobs or houses and everything because the mailroom is on strike? Like, that's kind of how I look at this thing, The writers are a portion of this show. They are not the entire show. And yeah, it's like they can continue to work, but nevertheless, that's where we're at with Drew Barrymore and all of these daytime talk shows. Let's go ahead and check this article out. Drew Barrymore says she's putting the return of her daytime talk show on hold amid backlash until the strike is over. Never bend the knee to the mob. Never. It does you no good. They're not going to love you anymore, okay? They're not going to say, oh, you're such a nice person. They're not going to do that, all right? They're going to kill you for making the decision you made in the first place. You might as well just make that decision and move forward. I have listened to everyone. I am making the decision to pause the show's premiere until the strike is over, Barrymore announced Sunday on Instagram. I have no words to express my deepest apologies to anyone I have hurt, and of course to our incredible team who works on the show and has made it what it is today. We really tried to find our way forward, and I truly hope for a resolution for the entire industry very soon. See her post below. CBS Media Ventures, which is behind the Drew Barrymore Show, also issued a new statement through a spokesman Sunday saying, we support Drew's decision to pause the show's return and understand how complex and difficult this process has been for her. What's really complex and difficult is the fact that you still have work being done in Hollywood. It's not like all work has stopped. There's other shows that are out there running and, they're getting struck. I think The View, they're seeing the backlash. They say, whatever, man, like if I was running one of these talk shows and I see these cats sitting out there in the audience striking and kicking up a hullabaloo, man, I'll be, hey, man, y'all come on down here. Come on down like The Price is Right. Have a seat. Let's interview them. I put them on the spot. I would welcome them to the studio every single day. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we get started on the Derek Anderson Show today, I'd like to send a special shout out to all the strikers in the audience today. What's up, fellas? I see you guys again. You're looking great as usual. All right. Susie, this is like your third or fourth day, right? Oh, man, you look absolutely amazing there. Nice dress. All right, John, I see you out there. Nice hat today. All right. Okay, on today's show, so I don't give a damn, okay? I'll welcome you guys. You guys will become my best friends, all right? But the show must go on. This is show business. Deadline announced on September 4, the Drew Barrymore Show will return for a fourth season on Monday, September 18. The news sparked backlash. Barrymore defended the move in an Instagram post saying that the decision is bigger than me. It is. You got a lot of people working for you. You the boss, okay? If you come back, you getting these people money. You're able to take care of these people by bringing them back to work, and it doesn't violate any contracts, any agreements. You're fulfilling your obligations to your crew, to your syndicates. It just doesn't make any sense why they're bailing on this. Over the past week, the controversy continued to grow with the ET star drawing intense criticism from the WGA and her fellow actors. Drew Barrymore should not be on the air while her writers are on strike, fighting for a fair deal, a Guild spokesperson told Deadline last week after her announcement. In reality, shows like this cannot operate without writing, and that has struck word. Clearly they can, because the View isn't employing any writers, at least I don't think they are, you know? And they're continuing. Their show has been rolling since the strike started. They haven't stopped. Bill Maher is coming back, and he's coming back without writers. And he says, yeah, it's going to be a worse show, but I'm coming back. You know, so obviously these shows can operate without writing. On Friday, Barrymore posted an emotional apology video. I never would have apologized. I wouldn't have posted this video at all on Instagram, which was met by more criticism. Exactly. You cannot apologize to these people. They do not understand what you're trying to do. They are just going to attack you even more. And okay, I'll go ahead and stop the show. That doesn't stop the attacks. That doesn't do anything. Never apologize. Of course it was met with more criticism. Again, you cannot please these people, okay? These people cannot be pleased. All they're going to do is attack you even more, all right? And later she took the video down. They're still going to attack her even though she's canceled the show. They're still going to attack this person, all right? You cannot please these folks, all right? Bending the knee just says, yeah, that's right. We were right the whole time. You should have never came back in the first place. And they're just going to continue. All right. All it does is just empower these idiots to continue to do what they do, to think that cyberbullying works. You know, that's just ridiculous. A spokesperson for CBS Media Ventures, which is behind the daytime talker, defended the show's return in a statement on Friday to Deadline, saying they're very mindful and sensitive to the complex circumstances surrounding the show's return, and we will be in full compliance with all our labor agreements and any strike rules. Yeah, see, this is the point. CBS also noted its hosts work under a separate agreement with SAG-AFTRA that allows Barrymore and other daytime hosts to continue hosting their shows. While our show has been largely an unscripted talk show from the beginning, the new shows we are producing this season will be completely unscripted until the strike ends, the statement emphasized, adding no one on our staff will fill a writing position. Again, they are under a separate agreement that allows them to continue hosting their shows. And speaking of separate agreements, you had this situation a couple of weeks back where you had Patricia Arquette slamming AI at the SAG-AFTRA and ACTRA TIFF picket. You know, all we're going to have is mega Marvel movies or whatever. Now, you may ask, what is TIFF? That is the Toronto International Film Festival. This chick was out there promoting her movie at a film festival. That's, okay, an actress and a director. She was a director, but she's also an actress, and she's promoting her films, all right? She's not standing in solidarity with these folks. As a matter of fact, Patricia Arquette, whose feature directorial debut, Gonzo Girl, played Friday night at the fest, showed up to show her support alongside SAG-AFTRA National Director and Chief Negotiator Duncan Crabtree, Ireland, who praised the Oscar winner for having a project under a SAG-AFTRA interim agreement. So again, she's getting her interim agreements and she gets to do what she wants to do, and everybody's okay with that. All right, she can have a side deal that says, yeah, go ahead and do what you want to do. You want to go ahead and produce and promote and all that kind of stuff. Get out here at the film festival, all right, and promote your film. Have at it, all right? You don't have to stand in solidarity with the strikers. You don't have to stand in solidarity with everybody in SAG-AFTRA, all right? They'll roll her out for some kind of photo shoot, all right, which is basically what this was. Let's roll her out with a photo shoot, give her a little SAG strong shirt, and put your fist in the air and stand in solidarity, blah, 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 blah. But why are you allowed to do this, but Drew Barrymore got to shut down production? And look, check this out. Arquette told the crowd that she's a 4th-generation actor with a daughter who's a 5th-generation actor, right? And that deal, she's coming up in this movie, She Came to Me, with Peter Dinklage and Marissa Tomei, due out this fall, also under a SAG-AFTRA agreement. So it's like, what? It's like there's all of these interim agreements that are just floating around out there. Why are y'all coming after Drew Barrymore? I don't really care about Drew Barrymore. I'm just pointing out the hypocrisy, okay? This woman here, Drew Barrymore, isn't violating any agreements. She's not violating anything, right? She's playing by the rules, and they're coming after her. But Patricia Arquette gets to trip the light fantastic over there at the Toronto International Film Festival, okay? She gets to do that. Her daughter gets to work under an interim agreement. Nobody says a damn word. I just find this whole thing hilariously hypocritical, right? But we're on deadline, and we're about to do less. Let's check out the comment section. This person, so terrorism works? Yeah, apparently. Grow up. Yeah, 200 people lost their income because of 3 writers. This is what I'm talking about. Like, the 3 writers are like the mailroom. You got 200 people that are working for Drew Barrymore. I don't know if it's really 200 people. Maybe this person is exaggerating. I can't imagine 200 people need to run a talk show. But nevertheless, it doesn't matter. You still have way more people, crew members and everything, working than these 3 writers. And they all have to lose their income? That's absolutely ridiculous. Gratitude to her. But why is The View allowed to continue with no backlash? They never went off the air. Because the Drew show has a staff of WGA writers, The View does not, and its contract is under the News Guild. That's not true. Hold on a second. That's not true at all. Yeah, this is back in May. Whoopi Goldberg on how The View is soldiering through the writer strike. We're still writing things on cards. Yeah, EW can confirm that the show will continue airing new episodes for the foreseeable future, as it's primarily an unscripted show, just like Drew Barrymore, primarily unscripted, and only a couple of members of the show's writing staff were impacted. So they do have writers, okay? It's only a couple of folks, and they didn't shut it down. They didn't shut everything down for them 2 people, all right? The show will not have anyone else fulfill their duties as the strike goes on. Yeah, so there's a staff over there at The View, all right? And we just pushing right through it. We don't care, all right? That's why Drew should have just said, you know what? I'm taking care of my crew members. I don't give a damn. Drew, don't cave to the bullies who chose not to work. Yeah, I mean, they went on strike, when they had no leverage to do so. Can I ask what's the difference in the WGA cartel bitching and moaning on social media, trying to cancel Drew as some villain, and them not trying to shut down film and TV productions going on right now that are written by non-WGA writers and that have SAG interim agreements? That's my point. All right? That's my point. Those are just productions trying to take care of their crews and giving content to pipelines of the AMPTP. All of those shows that are under those interim agreements that are being produced by these independent studios, they're just going to end up, on these big studios anyway. Those studios will buy all of that content, and then they will put that out to make up for the gap in content that they aren't producing themselves. So all of these independent studios will sell to Warner Brothers, sell to Disney, sell to, Universal and Paramount. They're going to sell their content to those guys, and then Universal, Paramount, Disney, and Warner Brothers will ultimately push that content in to replace the content they're not making now, and it's like they won't miss a beat. And it's like, oh, no, go ahead and do that. That's fine. It makes absolutely no sense. Thank you, Drew. As a WGA writer with dwindling savings, your solidarity is very much appreciated. You and your crew's sacrifice is noted and will be remembered. Are you going to pay their rent? If the Drew Barrymore show goes under, all right, are you going to take care of these guys? Is that how you're going to remember the sacrifice? I doubt it. This guy, desperate to get us all back to work. I'm sorry, but the WGA really acted like supervillains in this whole thing. Drew is trying to take care of her crew, which is like a family to her, and was trying to do the right thing. The overreaction of some guild members, both WGA and SAG, was way over the top. Everyone has gotten too radicalized by this strike, 100%. Like the strikers and the WGA and the SAG and all of these unions, they're starting to come off like assholes, aren't they? It's like, again, Drew can work. There was no reason to shut that down. And she's doing it for the crew members, the people that are trying to get back to work. Hey, you know what? We tried this. We was on strike with you at the beginning. Okay, we shut down production of the show. But damn it, it's been almost damn near 5 months. We got to get back to work. Okay? We don't want our crew members living in their cars. We don't want our crew members, losing their houses and getting evicted from their apartments or eating cat food for the rest of their lives. We want to get these cats back to work. All right, here we go. We're just going to go ahead and start the show. We'll do it without writers. We're not breaking any agreements. We're not breaking or violating any contracts. And yet they still came after her. They're starting to look like the assholes. That's just my opinion on that. Going back to the picketers shutting down productions that played by the rules and finished all their scripts before the strike started closing down, post-production on shows and movies that shot before the strike, it's all too much. Yeah, it's like people that even had their stuff going when the writers went on strike, a lot of productions shut down, period, even though they didn't have to. They said, well, we already got our scripts done. Everything's cool. We can continue to work. But you know what? Let's shut down anyway because the writers are on strike. Even though we got our scripts and all we need is the actors and the crew members to put this thing together. Maybe after the writers finish up, we could come back and, do some reshoots, rewrites and reshoots at that point. But there was no reason to stop work and put all of these crew members. None of these crew members are on strike. The IATSE, these cats are not on strike. It's the writers and the actors. So the crew members are the ones that aren't on strike. They're not fighting for anything and they're the ones getting screwed. They're the biggest losers in all of this. Ultimately, at the end of this, the writers and the actors will probably end up with something of a better deal. But these crew members, they are asked out. And what's going to happen on the back end? Because again, we've been talking about it. Next year, that's their time to go on strike. Will all the actors and writers shut everything down? I doubt it. You guys know that's not going to happen. I know that's not going to happen. But anyway, what do y'all think about this situation? Again, I just think it's completely screwed up what's happening with Drew Barrymore, and really the crew members. Again, I don't care anything about the show, but the crew members, the people that are trying to make a living, the people that made their living, there's no reason for them to end up in this situation having to deal with some sort of a strike. And, again, with their current agreements, they can work. But the mob came, they forced Drew Barrymore's hand, and now she's shutting everything down. And it's just a whole lot of hypocrisy, no matter how you look at it. But you guys let me know what you think. Jump down in the comments. Give me your thoughts and opinions on that. And thanks for watching. See you next time.